Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot, your ultimate destination for pop culture, celebrity, and royal tarot readings. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we're going to take a mystical journey into the lives of our favorite royals and maybe not so favorite royals. Maybe these are some royals you don't know about. Please remember that all of my readings are for entertainment purposes only, and you should do your own research before making any decisions. You can always book your own private reading with me at the link in the description below or on my website, FortuneCookiesTarot.com. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up for 2024. We're going to do collabs with different creators. We've got classes coming up. I've got a 101 class going on right now. We'll have a new session of that for anyone who wants to learn how to read tarot or how to be psychic or how to use this super tool for your best year ever in 2024. We should have another section of 101 starting in February. So if you have any questions, you can email me, FortuneCookiesTarot@gmail.com. So we also are looking to expand our team in 2024. So some of those students will be eligible for doing like side gig or even a full-time gig if you want to do this with a group. Those of us that are spiritual practitioners know how difficult it is to really thrive and do all the things on your own when you have a spiritual practice. So it's really nice to get together with some other people. I collab with a bunch of other psychics and card readers and all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're looking to get into this world and raise the vibrational level of the planet a little bit more, you can reach out to me and I will be more than happy to lead you down that path. So I hope you will continue to join me exploring the stars and the cards by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the bell so you get notifications. Most of all, thank you so much for being a part of this journey for me. You all know, those of you that have been following me, I left my corporate job in September of last year to do this full time. And this is our year to scale and do some really neat stuff. It's been really great so far. I have a lot of new clients, a lot of new friends through this. But this is our year to scale. We're going to do some cool stuff in an election year. So, so let's check things out. But for today, we are going to talk about, and I had to look up how to say her name. This is the Danish Queen Margrethe. There's a few different pronunciations. I ran it through Google. I watched a whole bunch of different programs on her, and I couldn't quite get a consensus. So Margrethe is the BBC people seem to be pronouncing it pretty universally. If I'm butchering the name, I'm sorry. But we're going to take a look. So there's been some interesting drama regarding this. So apparently Her Majesty, I believe that is her Royal Majesty. So the Queen, she's a contemporary of Queen Elizabeth. They had met years ago. She has been on the throne since 1972. She is currently how many years of age? She was born in 1940. She is 83 currently. Like I said, she has been on the throne since January 14th, 1972. I'm sorry? Is she constipated? Why are you asking that? Oh, Gregory. We're playing this one straight. So this year, she surprised everyone by announcing in her annual New Year's Eve address on December 31st, 2023, that she's going to abdicate in favor of her son, Frederick. Now, that would be fine. She recently had some back surgery that went well, but I'm assuming she wants to have the remainder of her golden years not with the pressures of running a royal family. But there is some gossip about her son. So her son had most recently Crown Princess Frederick and Crown Princess Mary's relationship faced scrutiny after a Spanish tabloid reported that Frederick was having an affair with a Mexican socialite, Genoveva Casanova. So Casanova publicly denied the rumors, and the couple refused to comment. There is some hot gossip that Queen Margrethe has abdicated in favor of her son to repair the relationship. I don't know if I really believe that. I would like to take a look and see how this is going to work out for the Danish royal family. This is one of the oldest standing royal families. So this is quite a big deal, perhaps setting a precedent. I know that the British royal family really kind of leads the pack on the European royal families at this point in terms of PR and in terms of visibility here in the United States. This, I think, is kind of a game changer. I have always said that I think King Charles is going to take a sidestep at some point. I do think that Queen Camilla has some health issues that may um, be the cause of that. Just kind of paying attention and making sure that we can care for each other in the last few golden years. But let's take a look, and we're going to focus on Queen Margrethe. I have my I have my phonetics written out here. So let's take a look at her and Frederick and the Queen in waiting. So let's take a look. I'm going to bring up our card view. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope this is of some interest to you. And oh, I quoted Lady Colin. Greg, I can't even talk. So let's see what Queen Margrethe, was it her back surgery, her age, or the scandal with her son that precipitated this? There's our emperor. Now, even though she is a queen, we're going to give her that emperor power right there. And Queen of Cups, she's in a good spot right now. Huh. So, what I can gather from this is that so I don't know if she becomes it's not like a dowager empress or anything like that, but I think she will remain as a counselor of state. I don't know if they technically term it as a counselor of state, but I think she will remain as a counselor of state and a person of high visibility and regard. I don't think she's going anywhere. I don't think this is like, hey, I'm gonna, leave me alone. I want to be alone. I don't think it's that kind of a situation. I do think this is just a reduction of obligation that she needs to have. She just does not really have the stamina personally to do this. It's we're not at a crisis. She's averting a crisis by doing this while she's of sound mind and body and saying, I'm going to hand this over to my son with more energy, with more bandwidth, if you will, more resources, more personal resources to forge ahead. We will still be working collectively. This is not so instead of having Queen Margrethe, we're going to have almost like King Frederick, Queen Mary, I think I said her name was, and then our retired Queen Margrethe. So it's almost like we're going to have three people serving that. And there's a sense that they're going to break up the responsibilities into three different components. So if Queen Mary, let me just make sure I'm saying her name correctly. Is it Mary? I just want to make sure. Yes, Crown Princess Mary. So it's almost like Crown Princess Mary is going to take like the entertainment component of it, and she's going to be running, the entertainment for all of the charities that they run. And then Frederick will be taking the more political kind of positioning on this, where he will be handling the politics of the family and of running the kingdom. And then Queen Margrethe is going to handle some other matters. Like, I'm just kind of, I'm psychically spitting here. So it's almost like this is not an abdication as much as it's a reorganization of duties for the three of them. So is she going to be able to sleep in till like 10:30 in the morning and have her tea in bed? Absolutely. That's part of this. Taking some of the heat. Will she be able to take vacations? Yes, absolutely. But so will the king and queen, or I guess she'll be queen consort, Mary. I'm not sure what her title changes to. But we're going to kind of parcel out those responsibilities because it's too much for one person. Ideally, is this a great move for the Danish crown? People are going to be a little weird with this. I don't think that it's a very different kind of model that we're putting forth here. Very different. And I think people are going to have some trouble with it. But the truth is, moving down the road, I don't think she would be able to sustain the workload. So how is this going to work out for Frederick? This particular branch of the royal family is now, their power is being diluted a little bit. Diluted, not diluted, but diluted. We're moving away from the royal family as in the regard that it was before. So it's becoming more of I know these are working positions, but it's becoming more of like a position for hire, so to speak. Very, very different. I think with the exit of Queen Elizabeth II, and I said I wasn't going to bring her into this reading too much, but I do think that the great houses of Europe are seeing a changeover. I think we are going to move a very large and obvious step away from the family lines like this. So I think it's going to be, William feels very much the end of the line for the British royal family. It just very much feels like he is going to be the last king, if he even gets there. I'm just going to say that. Frederick, it feels like this is kind of the end of the line as well. It feels like we're going to be finishing things up and moving forward. So we do see this severing of the line here. We see changing over. This is him changing over from his life as the crown prince, moving into a position that is really an illusion of power here, making some changes to the responsibility. So if we're diluting those responsibilities by parceling them out to the abdicated Queen Margrethe, Queen Mary, consort Queen Mary, and to King Frederick, we're diluting the responsibility and the power of the crown so much in Denmark that we do get a severing and kind of it's kind of the end of the road here. It's just and no one loves royal families more than me. No one. Imperial families, like, you line them up, I will eat them up all day long with a golden spoon. But it looks like we're really getting to the end of these kinds of legacies, these kind of uh, regal legacies. It just really feels very different. This devil card, we're going to take a look at what the adherence is. What are we getting into bed with? So I don't think that Frederick is quite happy about this. I think this is something, this is a role that he is stepping into that is not something that he likes. I think he would like to see the royal family continue the way that it has. I think it will be very different for his children, certainly for his grandchildren. I think it's going to be a very, very different kind of experience and lifestyle. I don't think we're going to see the same kind of positioning for them. Unfortunately, I think this is a big and bold move. I do think that it is a necessary move for Queen Margrethe, but I think overall this is taking the family in a very different direction. And under the surface, I think we're handing over some power to the politics of the day. I think this is really an answer for some clamorings. So let's look at the family real quick. Let's look at that family line. Oof. There's that Ten of Swords again and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I think we're seeing the demise of the great houses of Europe. Very sad. You know, that Danish court is where Nicholas II's mother came from. It's also where she escaped to after the revolution. I believe she spent the rest of her days there. But we are seeing the closeout of this particular line of royal family. What is the reason for this, though? Like, is it just... there's no real reason for this. It's just an antiquated. Thank you. Antiquated. Thank you, Gregopedia. It's just an antiquated process of lineage. I don't even know what we call this, but I think we are seeing this kind of roll out the door. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So what will become of this line? What will become of this line?
Administering swords no way to
I don't think that's how I don't think that's how Denmark got their kings and queens. We have to look it up though, because you never know. There could have been a watery tart in a lake. So I didn't vote for him. So what happens to the Danish line? They're removed from power. There's our removed from power. And Three of Wands moving forward, planning ahead. Charitable endeavors that are severed from the government. So I think what we're going to say, I hate to say, like, you know, we see NGOs and things like that, but I do think that we will see them lean into humanitarian efforts, altruistic efforts. Are they going to be on a global scale or a local scale? I think more local. Yes, it's like, you know, Danes for Denmark kind of thing. I am saying that, right? Denmarks are the Danish?
Yes.
Okay, I for a second there, I had a moment where I was like, am I making this up? Or mixing it up. So I think that we're going to see the Danish royal family focus more on Denmark, less globalist kind of stuff. So I don't think that they're going to be doing you know, altruistic or humanitarian stuff that's going to be worldwide. I don't think they're going to be working specifically with, you know, organizations that are worldwide. I think they're going to really focus on the small capacity in their country, the impact that they can make in that country itself. So I think that's what we'll see. They will become more of a quietness that runs through the country. So they're not going to be front page news. They might be second or third page. If we're looking at old school physical newspapers, second or third page. It'll almost be it'll be run like a business, and it'll be, we're not going to see all the glitter anymore. I'm sorry. We're going to not see that anymore. Those things are going to be like put into a museum. People will be able to go and see them. People will be able to go and visit them, but we're not going to, have that kind of display of glitter and just opulence. We're just not going to see that anymore. It'll be suits and good looking outfits, well tailored, that kind of stuff, but we're not going to see, they're going to abandon the whole like tiara thing and crown thing. I think we may see his induction, yeah, and induction. I don't want to say coronation, but it'll be more of an induction into the position of leadership, but it's going to have a very different feeling. So whatever the coronation is going to be like, don't expect even what we had with King Charles. It's just not going to be on that level. I think any of the coronations that we're going to see are going to be pared back. William's, I think, is going to be, if William has a coronation, I did say that. I think it's going to be more of a big deal because, it's kind of the rest of the story that we're hearing, that has been front and center in everyone's face. So I think we're going to see more of that. And I do think, and I've said this before, that they saved on Charles's coronation expense and visibility wise so that they could put that in reserve for William when the time comes. So I do think this is a little bit sad for me because those great royal houses of Europe have such an impact on our history and our politics of the world. They were so important to the politics of the world at one point, but they've been waning in popularity and kind of receding into the background. So I do think, we saw that with the loss of the French royal family and then the Russian imperial family. And now we're really losing our great houses of Europe one by one, it seems. So just bonus question. The abdication of Queen Margrethe. How does King Charles feel about this? What is his feeling about it? Good for her. Oh. Oh my. He does not think that this is a bad thing. He's like, good for her. She's getting out while she can still enjoy herself. And then he's like, maybe this is an escape hatch. Maybe this is something we can do. And maybe it would be completely radical for me to do it. How does Camilla feel about it? Camilla does not feel one way or the other about it, but it does sound really nice to go on vacation without having to worry about going to work. I would like to retire at some point, is kind of what she says. I still would love to have lunch with her, and just have a few gin and tonics. I think she'd be a hoot. But the only thing that she has reservations about is that anything that happens in the future, especially with those two boys, could get very complicated. With the sons, it could get very complicated. And I think she has some concerns about the volatility, the emotional volatility of the situation with William and Harry, because I think once they're out, right now Charles is the insulator of the situation. So if he steps out, it could potentially get a little dicey. So interesting stuff. So I don't want to talk too much about the British royal family, so we'll take that down, even though I know you're all here for it. So perhaps I need to do like a 12-month reading for Charles and everybody else. So it's been a fun day so far. Back to work. So let's do this. I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you later. I'm not sure what's next, so I'll see you later. Have a great day.